you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you showing up. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. If you are new here, please subscribe. Trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the Jets season. We're at 1724 right now. Would like to hit 1,800 by the end of the month. You do that with your help. So thank you in advance for doing so. And we're a couple days away. We are... Today's Thursday, right? 72 hours, 48 minutes away from kickoff. CBS has their A team coming out with Nance, Romo. It's a big game. We're going to get into it. We're going to do a little bit of a review and then primarily preview of this matchup. So sit tight, kick your feet up, turn up the music, listen to some Blitz, and Nick Shine.
Let's welcome our next caller. Ladies and gentlemen, it's... What's on your mind, my friend?
We've been beat up, laughed at, kicked while we down. Told we no good, just a circus of clowns. We hear our team is no good and our owners are bum. Making poor decisions with help from his son. Back the F off, please keep your hands off this team. For you this is a business, for us we bleed green. You got Muji and Glenn to make decisions that's tough. So just sign the checks and shut the F up. Cause year after year you like to mess things up. And on behalf of Jets fans, enough is enough.
I get it. We're all frustrated. But let me tell you why it's going to turn around. It's Shine Time, Game Time 2025. Need a Super Bowl win while I'm still alive. We got O-line, defense, backs who can run. With Wilson and Sauce, this could still be fun. Don't stress, don't fret, don't worry about the past. With Glenn at the helm, we'll turn around fast. It's time to tell you what you need to know. Sit back, relax, it's the Nick Shine Show.
Awesome. I loved working on that with Blitz. That was very enjoyable. We sat there, we started writing, we had a couple ideas, and all of a sudden it came together. A lot of fun to do that project with him. And maybe we'll do more down the road. But ladies and gentlemen, a couple things to announce. We are in the midst of a raffle. Mike D's Nuts won the game raffle on Sunday. He chose the Will McDonald helmet. We still have Braylon Allen mini helmet and a Joe Namath mini helmet. Make sure you get your raffle entries in. Gifted memberships, super chats, $5 and up, get you on there, and it helps the show. Memberships are great because it's basically marketing. You know, I say this all the time. When people get gifted a membership, they get an email, and we see it all the time. People who might not know the show's on or miss the alert pop in immediately after, and they pay it forward. So it's a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to help me get bigger, better prizes for you guys. And it lets everyone know, get your ass in here. Come hang out. It's the Nick Shine Show, baby. So before we get going, here's a couple things I want to cover. Before I get into the game preview, Tanner Engstrom's at the mic today. Fields, he was encouraged. Several things that he did, including his leadership. I think any of us who watched the game the other day saw that Fields looked like he was comfortable. There was a lot of things in the preseason we were concerned about. I was there. I was at the Jets Giants joint practice at the Giants facility. Timing wasn't there. Ball wasn't coming out on time. He didn't scramble a lot. They didn't do any RPOs. But you saw him against an elite defense play poised, play under control, play comfortable. So that's a great sign for us. Tanner also said the weekly goal is to have at least 8 explosive plays. For them, it's more than 16 yards in the pass, 12 yards in the run. They had 11 versus the Steelers. So for an offense that's just going to be run, they had some big plays time and time again. They were getting big chunks of yardage. We almost had 400 yards of offense. I don't think anyone expected that. We would have signed up for 297. I think we got 390. He says it's exciting to call the Jets offense in week 1. He takes responsibility for his mistakes and vows to be better. I'll improve. I'll get better this week, but it was fun. So you see a little more accountability on the coaching side of it as well. And if you're going to hold your players accountable, like I said, they're going to do, the coaches are going to be held accountable. They're going to self-assess. They're going to self-scout. They're going to see collectively how they can get better as a unit and to make this team better. So if everyone is looking in the mirror and saying, how can I get better? We heard Harrison Phillips say it the other day. We hear Tanner saying it. Glenn has said it. It's the mindset and the mentality of our organization. After many years of not having a vision, not having a plan, not having accountability, just kind of throwing it together week to week, it felt like that led to failure time and time again. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to be one of those teams that are perennial playoff teams, yes, you need a quarterback, but you need to have a vision, a coaching staff, and an organization all on the same page. They got to know what the dealio. They got to know what is expected of them as coaches, as players, as training staff. Everyone's got to be together and united to make the Jets consistently good. Banjo made some comments also talking about how they brought in different players this week. 2 of the special teamer guys. One, Glenn is excited about coming from Detroit. He spent some time there with him. Listen, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's 9-toed Nick out there returning punts or kicks. I don't care if you return it to the 15. Just don't fumble it. Don't fumble. That's all you have to do is not give the opposition a short field. We speak about it time and time again, how we want our defense to get us a turnover, how we want them to get a short field, how we want them to flip the game. That turnover flipped the game. And unfortunately for us, it flipped the other way. So I'm not going to stress it. I think there's too much good that came out of that game to harp on the negative. And that's not my mindset. You lose the game, it stings. You guys saw it. You watched the game stream on Sunday. And if you didn't, you missed out on a fun time. Make sure you're here Sunday. Dylan Terraman and I will be together at 12:30. And hopefully we kick some Bills' ass. But now, on to the Bills. So I originally put I was having a cigar last night. I got home from work. I sat outside till like 1 a.m. and just celebrated. It was a sad day with the events that happened in the real world, but on a personal level, 2.5 years sober yesterday. So I wasn't able to see the kids. And when I came home from work, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sit outside and chill, clear my head a little bit, reflect, and spend a lot of that time thinking about the Jets. Believe it or not, as chaotic as this team is, it brings me peace. So I originally created the video with 3 things the Jets could do to win versus Buffalo. And as I was sitting there afterwards, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 3 things on each side of the ball. So last week, we felt the defense was a little bit of an issue, right? We felt that the defense missed communications. All right. So a couple things that we can do on the defensive side of the ball to beat the Bills. Number 1, we got to hit Josh early and often. We got to get him with his happy feet. We've seen him many times throughout the years get happy feet, make mistakes, force things. He played catch with Jordan Whitehead a couple years ago and threw 3 picks because when things aren't going well, he still does try to force it. Things went well the other day. He had a huge game against Baltimore. I expect him to have big numbers again, but we can force him into those mistakes. Now, make him be turnover Josh again. Get him making those throws, forcing those throws, feeling the pass rush, hunting him down, and he tries to do things uncharacteristic. Will, JJ, Quinnen, and others have to get home. We have to get home. We know he's gotten the quick passes to the tight ends. He's throwing quick ones to Cook when he sees the blitz coming. We have to be able to get home, or else we could get burned for big yardage. So that's the risk reward of a blitz. When you're blitzing, you got less guys downfield to tackle and make plays, but we got to get home. On that, cover the quick passes to the running backs out of the backfield. Quincy and Sherwood have to have a big day. They have to. They got to tack and rappel immediately. They have to take those options away in the passing attack. They have to find a way that even when we're showing blitz, be able to sprint out with the running back. And if you can take away the hot read, you can get home. That's the key. Find the hot read, eliminate the hot read, and let Josh be a sit and duck. We can get home quickly. Will McDonald is going to have another sack. Will McDonald is getting home very often this year. And if he's not getting home, get there, flood it on the top side, make Josh step up, Quinnen, others, collapse in the pocket, get his ass to the ground. Put the ball on the ground. We need a turnover. We need like a 2nd and 8 blitz where we knock the ball out and maybe a scoop and score. We got to be the team that changes the game. This should be an evenly matched game in terms of time of possession, in terms of yardage. I don't think they're going to have big numbers because I don't think they're going to be on the field that much. And the third one, obviously, if we're getting after Josh, we're blitzing. We have to limit Josh's scrambling. We have to eliminate Allen getting out and making those runs and converting first downs. We know if Michael Clemens is in there, they are going to RPO and go right at him. Let's see if they've coached this player up where he can make a play. They know he's a dumbass. And just so you know, if Allen is watching, no, I will not be making a bet on Michael Clemens not getting a personal foul this week. We could find another bet if you want. I'll make many bets that end up benefiting the Jets. So if you want to make a bet, let me know. 5 memberships gifted if you lose, and we can figure out what you want if you win. But I will wager on my team. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, 3 things that we can do. Keep converting third downs. We were 7 out of 14 on third down last week. Eat the clock and finish drives with touchdowns, right? We cannot settle for field goals. We cannot get out there, have a great drive, get to the 9, and then shoot ourselves in the foot, false start, a holding, and settle for a field goal. We have got to finish drives. We have got to put 7 on the board. You saw last week, there was 10:41 left in the game. And I sat here and I said to you guys, as some of you in the chat, Alan and others, oh, everyone's 0-1 in the division. Sunday's for first place now. I was like, there's 10:41. Let's chill a little bit. Let's wait. We waited. So touchdowns, touchdowns, touchdowns. Do not think you're going to beat this team with field goals. We lost last year because we settled for a field goal. If we had the quarterback to finish the drive and put 6 on the board, we win the goddamn game. One of my keys for the Jets this year, as you guys know, is running the ball. I am fully 100% confident if we run the ball 40 times in a game, we're going to win. Last week, 39. So we are at a position where we're 0-1 when we don't rush it for 40 times. I think you're going to see more Braylon Allen. I think you're going to see more RPO with Fields. You get Brees or Braylon going, and then you can get Fields out in the open field. We saw him run away from TJ Watt and turn the corner and get 5 or 6 yards on a play. We're gonna see him in these moments take the ball into his own hands. Now, after you get the run game going, we got to find a second wide receiver to incorporate into the game plan. And I include second receiver, tight ends, running backs as well. Last week, Garrett had his game. Garrett had 7 catches. But then we had Brees Hall, Ty Johnson, Josh Reynolds, and Ruckert with 2 each. You need to have another guy that you can go to, that you can rely upon. You got to have another go-to guy. Mason Taylor only had 1 catch. So the game plan, 16 of 22 for Fields. Okay, that's good. That's what we want him doing. We don't want him throwing it 35 times. 39 runs, 22 passes is a very good ratio for this offense. Very good ratio for this offense. But we got to get another guy. I don't know if Lazard is that guy. I don't know if Lazard will be active. I'm not sure. I don't think any of us want to see the ball going in Lazard's direction with the amount of drops that he gets. But if he gets out there, drops a pass, and maybe you're on the chopping block too. You got to do your job. You have to do your job. There's no way that we can have our own players shooting ourselves in the foot time and time again. But those are my keys. Just win this game. I said all off season, 2-game mini seasons is the way I look at it. These 2 games at home, win 1. 2 games in Florida, win 1. Denver and Dallas, win 1. Carolina and Cincy, win 1. Get the 4 wins at the bye. I don't care how you do it. Be 4-4. Worst case, be 3-5. And then after that bye, you can really turn it on. Cleveland and New England within 5 days, you can get rolling. Then you got Baltimore, but then Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, Jacksonville, New England again. You can really get on a run and get in the hunt. But I think the key is to have 3 or 4 wins at the bye. No blowouts, competitive football, and then everything clicks. The schedule will lighten up, and you go all in. I don't think that a wild card is out of the question. I don't. With what I saw Sunday, I believe it even more, that we can win 9, maybe 10 if the ball goes our way. We don't commit turnovers. We protect the ball. We get a little more efficient with this offense. We expand upon the playbook a little bit. You're going to see some really good things from this Jets team. Am I willing to say Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback yet? No, I'm not. But what I am willing to say is he looked pretty damn good in the 1 game that we've had him. And if that's a starting point, if that's the launching pad, I think we should be happy about that. I get it. We're Jets fans. A lot of you are going to be pessimistic. I'm not. I'm hoping that this is the guy. Because now if it's the guy, you don't got to go use the first-round pick on a quarterback next year. You can go get another elite weapon. You go add a top-notch wide receiver. You can add a massive defensive tackle to put next to Quinnen. You can get an elite playmaker on the back end, whether it's a top safety or a linebacker to replace Quincy. You can go build this team if you don't have to take that 1 and then use more assets trading up. Maybe you're a team that trades back, gets more picks if you have Justin Fields as your franchise. So I'm rooting for him. I like him. I like his chemistry with Garrett Wilson. I think that's something that Jets fans are going to love. I love his mobility. He's on pace for 51 total touchdowns. We realize that, right? Like, there's been many seasons where we don't score 51 touchdowns, and our quarterback is on pace for it. So is it going to die off? Maybe a little bit. Maybe it's not. Maybe it gets bigger. That's what she said. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. Trying to get to 1,800 subs by the end of the month. If you are new here and you are watching, which a lot of you are, you sit quietly and watch. I appreciate that. But make sure you hit the subscribe button. A lot of fun things going on. Scheduled for the rest of the week. I will be on tomorrow, 12:30. As soon as Jake ends, like 10 minutes later, I'll be on. Saturday night, I'm not sure about a hangout. Since Dylan and I are doing the show Sunday, that was the schedule to change or subject to change. So with Dylan and I doing the game and then probably coming back on Sunday night, I think that I think you guys enjoyed that even though we lost on Sunday. Take a couple hours, decompress, process the game, and then come back on Sunday night for 2 shows. But ladies and gentlemen, super chats, get your comment, question, critique, complaint, anything on air. Gifted memberships, folks. Gifted memberships. We get them going, I'll gift. We had some fall off. We're 46 away from a new tier. So we got some work to do to add a new emoji. I know how much you guys love the emojis. But you guys got questions in the chat, fire away. We'll take some questions to start, and then maybe we'll do some call-ins later. Alan, from listening to Anthony Cumia, I know I needed to listen to the great Nick Tyrus. Thank you, buddy. I mentioned you a few minutes ago, Alan, when we talked about Michael Clemens. I said there's no way I would take that bet this week for him not getting a personal foul. Alan, what are we doing? You're not a member of the channel? How are you not a member of the channel, Alan? Join up, become a member. Well, yeah, Bill, what did we learn at the end of the show is from Opie and Anthony. I'm sure you probably know that. I mean, if we get to a level where we have more ladies watching, maybe we can have Wow be a part of this show. Just in the Discord, though. Can't do it on here, unfortunately. But ladies and gentlemen, fire your Jets questions away. I'll take some questions from you guys, see what you're thinking. What are your thoughts? What are your concerns? What do you have on your mind leading into rivalry week? And thank God we don't have those stupid jerseys. Those jerseys, this whole thing is disgusting. It's horrible. I don't like it. I don't at all. I'm old school. I love these uniforms because they're old school. I get it. It's to get kids to order shit. It's just to make money. I thought the jerseys would be a lot more costly. I think they're $139. I thought they would be pushing $2 with Nike being involved. You know, you got to play that slave shop labor rate. You got to make their profits as big as possible. David D says, one of our resident Detroit Lions fans, I think the Jets claim Williams is a reflection of AG paying a close attention to offense and special teams when he was Lions DC. AG sees the big picture. Yeah, David, great point. Aaron Glenn is a head coach. Aaron Glenn is a head coach. Everybody said, he's a defensive side of the ball guy. Man, we don't want him. Robert Saleh was defensive. Well, Robert Saleh was not a great head coach. Robert Saleh was not meant to be our Roman Reigns. He was not meant to be at the head of the table. He's great as a defensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. Aaron Glenn, so far, 1 game, 8 months of media access. Aaron Glenn gets it. I am firmly confident. Boomtown, note it down. Aaron Glenn will be the first coach to get a contract extension in God knows how long. I think Herm got one, but then we traded him. Herm started in 01, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He had 5 years. So I think he got an extension after the playoffs in '04. I believe so. But when I look at Aaron Glenn, I see a man with a plan. I see a man with a vision. I see a man who's not afraid to be a leader. He doesn't give a shit what he says. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's your responsibility to process it, not his to cater to your feelings. I kind of relate to that shit. That's how I live life. I'll say what I feel. It's not my job to make you feel better about it. It's not my job to cater to your thought process. That's on you. Aaron Glenn sits at the head of the table, says, I need you doing this. I need you doing this. I need you doing this. I don't like that you did this. I'm going to help you with this, and we're going to correct it. That's leadership. That's a head coach. Now, while you're doing that, you're raising everyone up to the level that you need them to be at to be a successful football team. And then will come the day where you don't need to do that anymore because you molded your staff, you molded your players. Everybody knows what's expected, and they're dying to get back and do it, whether it's in the offseason, whether it's a new season, whatever it may be. You got people buying in, and it's not fake. It's authentic. It's genuine. I love Aaron Glenn, the head coach. Loved him as a player. Loved him as a football personality for years, and followed his career slightly. It's a former Jet. It's a guy that we rooted for. He's a guy who made impactful plays for us in big games. So you keep your ear to the ground, but I didn't follow him obviously as close as David would the last couple of years being at the Lions DC. But David was here in January, and David was saying, you guys got yourself a great coach. I fully believe, I'm summarizing David, of course. I don't remember every comment, especially from 8 months ago. But David was adamant that we made the right decision and that Glenn is going to be a great leader. G Money saying good shit, real talk. Hell yeah, man. That's what you get on this channel, G Money. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching and you haven't already. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll be back on tomorrow, 12:30, whenever Jake ends. I work 2:30 to 11 p.m. right now, so it's tough for me to get on in prime time. Maybe tonight. I'll do a show again tonight. If, let's see. We get some gifted memberships. We get a few memberships popping in. Mason Taylor is back on the practice field after sitting out yesterday. This is from Samini right now. So we should have some tweets coming in that I will live read you and keep you up to speed with. Let's see. Anything else? I saw a couple notifications come in. I'm just trying to check for you guys. That's it so far. I'll keep an eye on that. All right. Yeah, if we get some gifted memberships going, I'll come on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come hang out tonight. We'll do the hangout tonight instead of Saturday. 2 words in particular come to mind with AG: genuine and accountability. Yeah, I can add a few more. Driven. Driven is one. Well thought out. I know it's not a word, it's a phrase. He's well thought out. He's got his plan. He knows how to get there, and he's not afraid to do and say what it takes to get there. Dylan says, I thought the Steelers double teaming Garrett in the red zone made things much more difficult for the offense. Lucky we were able to still run the ball. Yeah, and you saw the bootleg open things up. Now, if you're worried about the bootleg, now you tier that with a route out there. Now, one play that drove me nuts schematically, and I'm not going to go crazy over it. We went for the 2, and we threw it to the top corner to Garrett, who out-jumped everybody. He out-jumped the double coverage, and the ball was in his hands. But you know who broke up the play? Slay, who was on coverage with either Reynolds or Johnson, who ran the route out to the front pylon. And when you throw that corner ball, it's floating. He was able to see it, break, He came back, jumped up, and batted the ball down. So that's just a schematic thing. We saw one in the preseason where Corley went in motion, planted, and zigged and came back in. If you're going to throw that corner route, you don't want that guy in the front pylon because it's easy to drop 15 feet and then jump and knock that away. So, yeah, that was just a schematic thing. Garrett would have pulled that down. Would he have gotten his feet in bounds? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that part. I was more looking to see who broke it up. But if you're doubling Garrett, someone else has to win. Whether the scheme is what makes somebody win, a rub play, a rollout, a run pass option with Fields out in the flat. I'll take Fields going full steam ahead at a cornerback out in the flat. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Alan. They went to Charles Barkley, Bada Bing, Ref Fan, RS, and Boone to Sesame Street. Why would we want to send Aaron Boone to Sesame Street, though? Those people and puppets do not deserve that. Great play by Aaron Boone years ago in the walk-off off of Tim Wakefield, but in 03. I remember it was 03 because I had broken my ankle September 28th of 03 going in to the Dallas Jets game. Snapped it in multiple places. And I was on crutches, hopping on one foot with my ex-wife, Gina, and her dad, Woody. Yes, I called him Papa Woody because every time I saw him, Papa Woody. Rest in peace, Pop. But, yeah, I was on crutches, jumping up and down on one foot. But Boone, it's been a disaster. I get it. He's the puppet for the organization. But time to move on, man. The worst thing for me is the Yankees get hot, make the playoffs, he gets another year. I'd rather see it just fall to shit and get Cole back next year with Fried and then Gill for a full year and Rodon and have a loaded pitching staff finally. And a new shortstop would be nice. But Alan, thank you. Guys, don't forget, there is a weekly raffle during the game. You'll have your choice this Sunday of a Braylon Allen, celebrity couple name, a Braylon Allen or a Joe Namath helmet. And whenever we don't give away there, we'll give away after the Tampa game. Outside chance I'll be in Tampa, but it'll be literally a game time decision. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you. But Alan, thank you for the memberships. You are on multiple wheels. You're on the weekly wheel for the game Sunday, and then you're on for the final wheel. So multiple chances to win when you gift on this channel. David D, absolutely. I think AG has even exceeded my expectations so far as the head coach with how he convinced Sauce to add bulk strength and became a more reliable tackler. Yeah, and they put their faith in Sauce, and he was with Metcalf majority of the game. This week, you probably have him on Coleman. And with Palmer's speed, you probably bracket that side. The main thing is the tight ends. Cisco, Quincy, and Sherwood got to have a good day covering the backs, covering the tight ends. Alan says, I'd rather donate memberships than being a member. I relish the role being on the outside looking in anyways. On to Sunday, 35-20, Joshy. All right, Alan. All right. You had me in the first half there. As long as you keep donating memberships, I'm good with your picking the Jets to lose. Dylan says he blames Angstrom for that 2-point conversion. Yeah, I fully believe when he says, where's the quote? He takes responsibility for his mistakes and vows to be better. I'll improve. I'll be better this week. But last week was fun. Well, it's fun when you score 30 points in the NFL, right? Your job as an offensive coordinator is to get points on the damn board. Super chat from Lou. First time caller the other day. Malachi Moore is such a star. We need him in. Yeah, I'm a Georgia fan, but I watch a lot of SEC. My son likes Alabama. I like Moore, and I think we're going to start to see his play counts go up. I really firmly believe that. And I think by the bye week, he might step in as a starter and hopefully never give it away. Looking for some of your questions, your comments. Barney says, just watch the game again. D wasn't great, but they got some stops. I mean, I think the D was really good. There was two communication breakdowns. The first touchdown, Michael Carter played zone. Everyone else played man, so Skoranek was wide open. The last touchdown, Stevens played man, covered a slant, and they swung a pass out there. Everyone else played zone. So those are simple fixes. Those are simple fixes. It's communication issues, not talent issues. I firmly believe that we'll get those rectified. Wilkes is a veteran coach. We'll be okay back there. Listen, if we went out and lost 32-3, it would be we're awful. Quarterback predictions for the draft. We're going to be one of the worst teams in football. I don't think you were seeing that. I think you're seeing a defense that can rectify some of the little things. It's fine. It's fine tuning. It's not a complete overhaul that needs to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. Mr. Bonesy, sorry I'm late. Crazy day at the shoe store. Love you, buddy. Love you too, Bonesy. Hope you're doing well. I miss you, sir. ISU, Charles Barkley. He must watch for the gambling advice. I got to give Barkley credit. He got pretty good as a golfer. September 28th, a day that will go down in infamy. What's the 28th? Oh, my ankle. I'm thinking we play on Monday night, the 29th. I don't even think about me. I think about the Jets. Dylan says, Alan, I'm not an insider. You always cheer for him to do well and win versus us. Sorry if that isn't rooting for. All right. Bonesy says, everything AG preached to us the last few months showed up on the field. Can't ask for more than that in the first game. Yeah, competitive in the trenches. Penalties were limited. One pre-snap penalty. You clean up Simpson not committing that penalty before the half. Maybe we get a field goal there. Gibson doesn't recover it. There's a 10-point swing right there. He doesn't fumble that ball away. That's a 10-point swing. You take 7 from them, you add 3 to us, and now it's a 34-25 victory. Little things make a difference in the game. Those are some of the little things. Dylan Terraman sent me this. Says the call was wide over 3 sky weak, play action with the crossing route from passing strength. Carter bit on the run fake a bit and then passed route to inside. The crosser ran a bit shallow, making it hard for the MOF safety to read it and nail down on it. Since it stayed relatively at linebacker depth, both our backers bit way too hard on play action, making it impossible for them to robot, which is a linebacker technique versus play action, roll and run to find, crosser, drag, and dig, where instead of zone dropping, they're supposed to literally turn around and run to the first crosser they see and play down on anything shallow. Well, they bit on the fake too hard to do that. Easy touchdown. Sorry if that was long-winded. That was Dylan's words. So a little bit of a confusion. Again, little bit of a confusion. It's fixable though, right? It's fixable. It's not like guys were running away from us. It's just a little bit of confusion there. Dylan, sorry, it's not my text. It was sent. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it would have been in blue if it was sent to you. But, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Nick Shine Show. Hit the like button. Let's see how many we're at. We got 33 of you here watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you're new and you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow. We got one new subscriber to the show. Thank you to whoever you may be. Let's see if we can get a few more. Again, we are doing a raffle. I don't have the picture up of it, but we have a Joe Namath mini helmet. You win on Sunday after the game. It's your choice, Braylon Allen or Joe Namath. And then we'll give the other one away at the end. You have 2 chances to win if you get in. Dylan says, catch you guys later. Time to record the film dive. Everyone sub to Nick. He always does a great job. Cheers. Thank you, Dylan. And I'm very excited for Sunday. For those of you that missed it, Dylan and I did 2 of the preseason games together. And it was fun. I'm looking forward to a real game with real emotion. You guys saw me on Sunday. You're getting Nick in a different light than you normally get me. So there will be some shit talk. There will be some F-bombs. There will be trash talk. I will be genuinely me. None of it is fake. None of it is clickbaity reactions. I'm not taking my reactions and sharing them on out. It's a party with friends. So I'm gonna react just as I would watching the game on the couch, watching the game out, watching the game at a friend's house. My buddy Doug, very excited for Sunday. Let's see what we have to offer when our offense is on tape for the other defenses. Yeah, I mean, listen, good offensive line play is still good offensive line play. If we can get that level of blocking week after week, we're going to be a successful offense. Granted, there's going to be some plays that might have breakdowns, but when you have an elite offensive line, you're going to be able to impose your will game after game. We saw that with sustaining drives. 7 of 14 on 3rd down. It's tremendous. Get ourselves in situations where we go for it on 4th down. Get a good kick return game. You see in kick returns now, the highest percentage of kicks returned in week 1 since over a decade. We get guys, get us the ball to the 35. One nice play, and you're in the other team's territory. One good play. One Breece Hall run. You start at the 35 or the 38. One good run, we're across midfield. Put the pressure on the other team. Stop putting the pressure on us time and time again. Special teams, Banjo, let's cook up some good returns. We got a couple guys. I think we all love Nguanu. He returned one last year for us, I believe, Seattle game. I was there for that. But flip the field, man. You get a field goal, or they get a field goal. They kick off to us. Put the pressure on them. Get right downfield. Hoping to see some good things in the return game. Hoping to see Josh Allen get hit time and time again. Hope to see Josh go back to making turnovers. Shout out to Jordan Whitehead, who had 3 catches. Jordan Whitehead caught the ball 3 times from Josh Allen. He would have been our number 2 receiver this past Sunday. So maybe we can get Whitehead back here, put him at receiver since he can catch the ball so well. Jets Afterburners podcast. If you guys haven't already, go over, subscribe to them. What's good, Nick? Always a homeowner when you're on. All right. Congrats on the homes. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm stuck right now. I'm stuck between like 249, 251. I'm stuck. So looking to change some things to get down. I was hoping to be 245 by the season opener. That didn't happen, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I just found a new way to make some chicken. I found some sugar-free barbecue sauce. Hughes is the name. Hughes is the guy's last name. So I got some sugar-free barbecue sauce, some seasoning. I'm enjoying it. So it's going to be my go-to. I love steak, but when I work 2:30 to 11, I got to cook my steak and then eat it. I can't have it sitting. That's not my style. So I can't have as much steak as I'd like to. All right. I got a little bit of time before I go to work. Take some calls. We got the champ in the chat. We got a bunch of you in the chat. So let's see what you guys are thinking. He's on his lunch break again. I recognize the room. What's up, Philly?
What up? What up? What up?
How are you,
man.
buddy?
Pretty good. Yeah, I got my lunch ending in a few minutes here. I'll make it short and sweet.
All right.
Did not have pumpkin pie ice cream. Sorry, everybody in the room. We had some salad.
Dude, I
Had some
almost sprayed
salad.
coffee everywhere. You almost got me, dude.
We had some salad, and I'm glad Glenn and the franchise is understanding accountability, getting rid of Gibson. It had to be done. If this is how we move week one, could only expect it to go up and take flight. Let's go. JETS. Jets.
Awesome. Well,
Later, dude.
enjoy, man. Enjoy the rest of your break. We'll be here
Thank you.
Sunday. I'll be with Dylan for the game stream. Make sure you pop in, man.
Enjoy your shift, bro.
All right, bro. Have a good day.
Later.
Thanks for calling in. Yeah, Turkey Hill is top dog for ice cream. Turkey Hill Choco Mint Chip is the best. Peanut butter ripple, cookies and cream. You give me any of those three, and I'm a very happy camper. Haven't had ice cream in a while. Thank you, Nob, for the support. Appreciate you, sir. You're a nice guy. Mr. Gorilla Salad. All right, we're winding down. Alan gifted 5 earlier on, so I will gift 1 for his 5. Let's see if we can get some more memberships going. Let's see if we can spread the word, put out the Nick Shine signal that he's on. I gifted 1 that went to Butterfly Fart. Welcome to member Butterfly Fart. Nice to have you here. Hopefully we see Butterfly Fart in the chat sometime soon. That'll be an interesting conversation. Hey, Bill, we don't judge. We know there's some strange names, interesting, intriguing names out on YouTube. Some are Mr. Gorilla Salad. Some are Butterfly Fart. Some are Charles Gorman. Just strange fucking names. Just strange names out there in the world. Not a sentence I thought I'd see today. Chris B saying, congratulations, Butterfly Fart. Never know what you're going to get when you're watching this show, folks. You never know what you're going to see. Never know what you're going to hear. Never know what you're going to read. But, folks, call lines are open. I got a few more minutes left. Let's see. We can remove this. Remove this. I do have some info for the tailgate. I spoke to Tailgate Joe yesterday. He's working on a couple things. For those of you that are coming to the tailgate, he will provide the food. Obviously, there was an issue with all tailgates. They're getting shut down for providing alcohol. So that's a state police thing. That's not a jet thing. It's not a giant thing. It's a state grounds. So state troopers are undercover going around. You cannot sell or provide alcohol without a permit or a license. So for them to any of the tailgates to do that, they've kind of been lucky to get away with it for all these years. So our tailgate, it will be bring your own in terms of alcohol, and Joe's working some things out. There'll probably be a reduction in cost, and then anyone who's paid already, I'll refund you the difference. But I'm waiting to get all those numbers from Joe. And Joe said himself, even if Tailgate Joe has to cease to exist, he will still show up and provide food for that day because he's locked in to do our party. So he said to me, I agreed to do your party, Nick. He goes, I'll be there no matter what. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ted. What's up, brother?
Nick, good afternoon.
How are you, pal?
I heeded the call for the phone lines being open.
Thank you.
Hey Nick,
Appreciate it.
I'm not looking. You're welcome. You know, I don't think I'm looking through green-colored glasses, but I really think this is the first year in a long time that we have the advantage on the offensive defensive line against the Bills. I really do. I mean, they've bullied us, with this Deion Dawkins and the other type of players that they have. They pretty
Yeah.
much in certain spots impose their will on us. So I think our defensive line obviously is much improved, and obviously I said it on one of the other shows that I really think we have an elite offensive line. It'll have to be proven over the season.
Yeah.
But I think if you don't look at the last few years and you look at the actual players and not the teams, we have a distinct advantage on the line. Let's just say that initially.
I really believe that this offensive line is going to win us some plays, drives, and games that people think we might not be able to. I think that Tittman moving a guard and playing as well as he did is just the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get better. Jermaine Johnson playing 50 plays. I did not see that coming. He's only going to get better. Phillips said, admittedly, that he hopes that's his worst game as a Jet. Now, we don't know what he was asked to do on each play, but he said, I didn't do what was asked of me. I only had 2 practices out there in pads with them, and it will get better. I promise you. So if we are this happy after one game and it gets better, you're 100% right, Ted. We're in a good situation at the line of scrimmage, and whenever you can control the line of scrimmage on each side of the ball, you have a chance any week. Because as much as it is Jets versus Ravens, Jets versus Steelers, it's about the individual matchups in the game. Who had Membu slamming T.J. Watt to the ground twice and holding him to no sacks? Who had that? We were petrified about T.J. Watt. Membu's like, nah, dude. August was August. Forget Brian Burns dogging me at practice that you were at, Nick. Watch this.
Absolutely. I lost my train of thought on that one, but yeah, Member's been solid. I mean, that first game was better than anybody could have anticipated. Let's say that. How do you see, I know we can't run the ball 80 times, but I can see a heavy dose of number 0 being out there. I mean, I really could see them, really going heavy personnel and trying to shorten the game and do everything they can to limit possessions and, maybe wear the team down, quite honestly.
Yeah, I was on Jake's show yesterday, and one of my shining stars is Braylon Allen. If we can run that power game in between the tackles and get him going and then use Brees as the change of pace, and maybe use Brees more in the passing game, I'd like to see him get the ball out in the open field a little more. So if you put the 2 backs together, run motions, run a reverse with one of them, you know what I mean? Get really creative. I think you're going to see a little more creativity as we go on, in the run game. Of course, we want the passing game to be more effective. I don't give a shit if we fake a punt 3 times in a row. If we get a first down, we get a first down. I don't care how we get it. Be creative, be original, do things to get the biggest thing you can do on offense is get that defender to take the false step. Get him to go one way in the wrong direction, and then you have the speed with Brees, with Braylon, with Fields to really open it up and take one to the house potentially. So I'd like to see us. I think we just missed a couple plays the other day. The Brees screen, the Brees run, the first run of the game. Both of these just missed being home runs. So we're going to hit some home runs with this offense. We have that ability. We have the blocking on top of it. You know, Brees was, I think it was a 20-something yard reception. There was linemen downfield, you know, waiting to hit someone. He outran them a little bit on the play. So we're going to get explosives. We're going to do it in the run game. And, man, it's going to be so exciting watching these guys do what we saw in Denver, right? Brees had like a 70-yard run in Denver. He had the 40-something yard run in the game where him and ABT both got hurt. They have the ability to hit home runs. We just got to see that.
Hey,
Speaking
Nick, I just remember.
of hitting home
Go ahead.
runs, real quick, Dad.
Sure.
Our guy Eli just gifted 5 memberships. That's a grand slam. They went to Ernie, Easton Trini, Paul Calio, Alan Avatar. There you go, Alan.
Wow,
and
Alan.
SB31 Black. So Alan's back in the mix, even though he doesn't want to be a shiner. He wants to be an outsider. Too bad, Alan. You are in the mix. Thank you, Eli. Eli says, let's get hyped up for the Jets, baby. I love it.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Hey, Nick, my point was, even if you were Fields reverts to the mean, right? And the defense reverts to the mean. Like, what I mean is, Fields may not play as well as that every game, but our defense won't either. So everyone, people say, oh, Fields can't keep that up, but he may not have to. Now, our defense cannot be and will not be as bad as that in spots. They were overall generally solid, though. The defense was solid. It just a few of those plays, they just busted coverages and missed tackles.
Yep. And that's all correctable. So it's not like we were outmatched. It's not like we got dominated in the trenches. There was just a little confusion on the back end. And I think with Sherwood and Quincy and with Stevens, Sauce, and Carter, I'm pretty confident things will get corrected on the back end. The biggest question marks we had coming into the season was Jermaine Johnson's health. Okay, he's good. 50 plays, he's good. Now it's just a matter of getting home, beating Dawkins a couple times on Sunday, and dropping that goddamn hammer. God, I want to see that so bad when he gets his first sack. Offensively, our questions were about Brees. Brees answered that, right? Brees showed you that Brees is Brees again. So there's a lot of good things. And now add some other good things to it, right? Myers, no pressures from center. Pittman, no pressures from guard. Membu held TJ Watt to no sacks. There's a lot of good things going on with this team, man. And even though we got the L, I'm not going to sit there and focus on that, because if you're going to get W's, you need to consistently do all these things well. And if you don't have a guy fumbling a kick return, we're 1-0. We're on top of the world. And we believe we can beat the Bills because we just beat the Steelers. So the guy who cost us this game essentially is gone.
True. Hey, Nick,
Yes, sir.
Garrett Wilson, I can see Garrett maybe a lot better of a player because he doesn't have to be the guy. He is the guy on offense, but he doesn't have to be like, we were living and dying with his catches every possession. Right? Like, he was the guy for Rodgers until Devontae showed up. Yeah. And if Garrett, missed a catch or whatever, missed a play, got hurt, it was the end of the world because our offense was so bad. I mean, our whole team was so bad last year. I think you're going to see a lot better Garrett in terms of he got paid and he is the guy, but there's other players around him now, right? And there's maybe a little bit of heat off of him, where he can be a little more, I would say maybe relax is the right word. Maybe not, but I could see him doing better. Go ahead.
I think you make a great point. I think this entire offense wants to come up together Rodgers wanted everyone to get on his page. That's the difference. These guys are all coming up together, new scheme, new quarterback, new offense. Not, I need you to do it my way. I need you to do it my way. And I think that's the difference. Eventually, Fields and Garrett won't even need to speak to one another. If Fields is the guy who's the quarterback for the next couple of years, they won't even need to look at each other to communicate and know what they're going to do. So we need Garrett. One thing I want to change with Garrett, and I'm happy you brought this up because it triggered the thought in my mind. I need Garrett to stop catching and jumping to pin it on his chest, because that's why the ball got knocked out. If he catches it with his hands and snatches it in, the helmet of Ramsey never gets to the ball. It hits his arm. He jumped to pin it to his body, which allowed the hit to get to the ball. So I would love to see him get rid of that. Stop catching the ball by jumping all the time. Snatch it with your hands, tuck it, and then make your move. Stop being a body catcher. You're an NFL wide receiver. That's one element of his game that I want to see disappear.
Well, look at the margin of error he had with Zach Wilson, right? I mean, literally, he had to make spectacular catches in order to catch a Zach Wilson pass, right? They were everywhere. They were above his head, the one-handed ones. And Aaron was solid with him, but like I said, he was the guy, right? He was the guy for a while. So there's a huge amount of pressure for that. And I just think when you have an overall team now and you're not focused on Aaron, I think everyone's going to be a little looser. By the way, the air is going to come out of the Steelers this week, because I watched a lot of the Seattle game, and that defense in Seattle is bad. I mean, really, really good. Yeah. So let's see if Rodgers can hang in there against another good defense. So,
listen, I hope they get many L's. I've said this is their first losing season. I hope that they have many L's, and now that people want to see what they want to do. You can't win in the NFL not being able to run the ball. It's going to catch up with you. And they couldn't run the ball last week. I can't see them running the ball very well.
Yep.
You're going to get your ass kicked by the Ravens twice. Cincinnati, I hope, beats you twice. Fuck them. Fuck their fans. Fuck their terrible talent, their terrible team, and their terrible-looking women. Because, Ted, I have a question for you. What's the one thing they have in Pittsburgh?
A bunch of fat, ugly women. A bunch of fat, ugly women.
That's it. I was there. It's true. It's true.
Okay. Well, on that note, Nick, is that a good time to leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap the show up here anyway.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate a few minutes as always.
Yeah,
Take care,
worries, man. Have a great day at work, bro.
Hydrate. You too. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
See you.
Eli says, "What's going on with Lazard?" They said that since he missed a couple weeks in training camp with the injury, that they didn't think he'd be game ready. So maybe it was just a conditioning thing. We'll see. If he's not active again this week, who knows? Who knows? Steelers and the other teams play the NFC North. Yeah, so you hope that Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay just drop L after L on the Steelers. We should start spelling the Steelers with as many L's as they get. But, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Nick Shine Show. I thank you for that. Thank you again to Eli and Alan for gifting memberships. You guys are on the wheel. We will be doing a giveaway Sunday after the game. Make sure you're here with Dylan and I. I'm going to gift another one because Eli gifted 5. Mine went to Team Curry. So thank you, everyone. But it's that time. What did we learn today? What did we learn? The NFL says it will not discipline Lamar for his interaction with the fan on Sunday night because, hold on, I got to unlock my phone. The matter has been addressed by the club, and there's no further action from the league. Okay. Mr. Bonesy, it's never too late for you. You can call in, pal. I will definitely stay on for you. I know Bobby Midnight says, get off my dick. I say, Mr. Bonesy, get on my show. Rich, I learned Alan is a member. Nice. I learned Bonesy had a customer. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. What's up, brother?
Hey, my bad, bro. Once you put the link up, I was literally about to call in, and then people started coming in. So, what's going on, bud?
Not much, man. I feel good about this team, Bonesy.
Me too, man.
When you can dominate in the trenches, man, you have a chance week after week. And now you add Brees answering the questions we had about him. Jermaine Johnson playing 50 plays. Never saw that. Sauce being a number one covering. Will McDonald. Even Nate. And you know how much Nate loves critiquing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what up?
Old man River.
Such a little distinguished gentleman. It's like me, like a skinny version of me. Got the neck trim, but then you got the facial hair. How's he doing?
He's hanging in, man. He's hanging in. He needs 24-hour service now. Like, he needs 24-hour care because he can't be home alone for all the hours we used to leave him. And it's
Taking
like
him on the train with you too, right? Obviously.
on the train. I'm literally a chubby Italian kid walking around with a girl dog. It's hilarious to see.
Kid?
Yeah, right? An old man.
Kid?
No kid. That's a fact.
Well, you can be like a groper on the train. Just walk around like the seeing eye dog.
You'd be surprised all the girls who see the dog and he looks young in the face, man. He looks younger than me, so he can rake, bro.
Bonesy, we haven't talked since the game. Give me your thoughts.
Well, besides the obvious things that we were all upset about, like, Steven's bad play, dropping the interceptions, the coverages, not rolling coverages.
That's a drop, though. He slipped and he's falling. And right? A drop to me is it hits you in your hands, it's off your chest. He was like gravity kicks in. He couldn't hydroplane and like just stay in midair or hover.
That is true.
So people saying it's a drop. He was falling to the ground and like his arms obviously are dropping.
No, that is true. That is true.
I can't call that one a drop.
Wasn't a hands drop.
Missed opportunity.
Man, if he caught that though, the whole, not only win the game, but the whole all the complaints that are going, because people just overreact. We're not benching. People are calling for us to get rid of him already. It's like, guys, we guaranteed him money for this year and next, man. Like he's going to be around, And we haven't heard about AC Thomas. So like anyone who's like, oh yeah, we don't even know it. Like, relax. We had no hype behind AZ yet,
Wilkes said they'll correct the things, and he's a big Stevens fan. So
yeah.
Sorry.
2 communication breakdowns led to 2 touchdowns. They'll fix that. I'm more worried about that than making drastic changes after 1 week. This is why fans don't coach.
Exactly. And, like I said earlier in chat, everything that Glenn has been preaching showed up on Sunday. Just watching the trenches. I mean, we all know how fantastic the O-line played. We punched the Steelers in the mouth, and they are a veteran-savvy group that has Super Bowl potential aspirations. They're not thinking that they're going to get bullied like they did. We punched them in the mouth, and that was beautiful to see.
We punched them in the mouth several times in several ways. We had the turnover on the Gibson fumble. They scored. But Fields went right back down the field and answered. When do we do that?
Never.
How many times have we seen that's the end of the game? Jets are deflated. Jets lose. Fans are leaving. We lose by 3 touchdowns. How many times have we watched a team not be able to answer the call, Bonesy? How many times have we seen one play and then the other team goes on a 24-0 run, game's over, and we can all say, oh, that was the moment. Team gave up. Coach just didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to respond. They didn't know how to counter the punch. We counter punched time and time again. We got punched and we punched right back. I'm not used to seeing that as a Jet fan. It's been a long time.
It's so true. When every Jet fan, everyone in the chat, when we blew the 26 to 17 lead and they scored the 2 touchdowns, every Jet fan was like, well, the same old Jets just did the same old Jets. And when we marched down that field and scored another touchdown, I was like, God damn. All I love watching Tanner Engstrand run a real offense.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
And even he said, I got to get better. Like, we put up 31 points, and the offensive coordinator is like, no, I got to get better. I made mistakes.
Right.
What? Holy shit. Even the coaches have accountability? This is going to be a fun run, man.
Watching AG coach up on the sideline, I mean, that alone, just, you guys remember Salah? My brother was just saying it, like, just, it doesn't matter how bad it was spiraling. Salah would just sit there and straight face us, not talk to anybody, not say anything. Like, I love the D line. I love the run blitzing. I loved, stopping the run and just making that a priority. It felt good just because
Phillips said he'll get better. He said, I hope that's my worst game as a Jet. But dude, we give up 2 yards a carry. He's like, no, we're going to get better. I'm going to get better.
McDonald and Jermaine are dogs, bro. I mean, so is Quinnen, but just watching McDonald and Jermaine work off of each other.
Yeah.
We just, and everyone has
McDonald putting his hand up into the chest and driving him back.
God, coaching.
I was told he was a one-trick pony. He only had speed. He couldn't engage. He can't get off to play the run, and he's not going to be able to bull rush. He just bull rushed.
Right.
So, and I mentioned it earlier. Then you showed me the dog, and I got like all Bobby. I got all, yeah, you love your daddy. But when Nate even said, and Nate criticizes me more than anyone ever. He texted me the other day, half a sack away from a genius. Because for months I said 2.5 sacks week 1, 2.5 sacks week 1 for Will McDonald. Half a sack away from a genius.
No, dude, but just watching it.
There you go, Bonesy. Is it legal in Illinois, or is he self-incriminating?
That's on the bucket list. Smoking something with Beast. I don't know, man. I do feel good that we scored that many points, and if everyone remembers with Salah's defense our first year, it takes these guys a little time to get on the same page. We were ranked dead last in the league, and everybody was like, and then the next couple we were top 5. So it's going to take them a little time to get adjusted, but there's talent out there. Sherwood and Quincy played fantastic too, man. It was just the safety play and being on the same page, passing the players off in the zones. That was a couple mishaps, but it sucks that we had to lose. It sucks that Rodgers. But when you watch the game, Rodgers had a great game and he threw a lot of touchdowns, but it wasn't like magical. It wasn't like that. He didn't look old, which was something you didn't think, but just how we responded to everything. We controlled that game. It sucks that Gibson had, but look, cutting Gibson though, that just shows, man. We are what AG says. He is not fucking around, bro. He means what he says, and it feels good, man. It feels real good. I'm very excited for Sunday. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think we're going to
27-26 Jets, Bonesy.
Hell fucking
27-26.
Besides last year with that debacle, but we always take one.
We play them well here. We lost 23-20. We beat them on the Gibson kick return, and then we beat them with Zach when Allen tried to throw like the 70-yard pass in 2022, and Sauce broke it up to end the game. So listen, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of things this team does well. They're still a young team. They're going to have to learn how to win. Now, if you take everything Aaron Glenn has been about, his entire message, and accountability, and growing, and coaching, and improving as a staff, And if you learn from the Steelers' loss and you find a way to finish those games and you change the guy who fumbled the ball, costing you the game, guess what? There's going to be a lot more of these.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bonesy,
I bet
good
the
to meet you.
5.5 over already. So I bet
Hell
that
yeah.
this season. So I put 500 on it. So
Let's go 6-2 by the bye. Cash that shit by Halloween.
All right.
Bonesy, be good, man. We'll talk soon.
Talk
Sunday,
soon.
me and Dylan are doing the game. Make sure you pop in. I know you're probably a lunatic, but
Yeah, I didn't. That's kind of exciting because I watched the second preseason game you did, and you guys were awesome. And now that the game is actually going to count, it's going to probably be a little more fun and interesting.
yeah, I did it this Sunday by myself and got a lot of good feedback. So I'm looking forward to doing it with him again. That's what she said.
I got to pop in.
All right, buddy.
All right, brother.
Be good. Next up, we got Chef Kevin. What's up, brother?
My brother Nick, man.
I love that you still have the 6 in the train region underneath.
Hey, man, old man internet, man. I could switch it up and all
I
that.
respect the hustle, bro. I ain't gonna knock it.
I leave it on all the shows, man. I let it rock, man. And it's also like in spirit of Lane. Pops, R.I.P. man. Like, he's a good dude. I know he's a shiner, man. Anytime I'm like plugged in to your show or what you got going on, I see Lane's he's an integral part, man. So, he adds a lot to what you have going on. So, that's how I'm gonna play that on this, man. But I appreciate you taking my call, man.
That's why you're you.
Yeah, man. It's I've always said I'm normally like replay, like in the morning time, getting stuff together before, all the other shows start popping on. So it's like pretty steady right now, but the kitchen crew has everything handled. So, I just had to take a little step away and get some admin going on. And when I jumped on YouTube because I normally, listen and all that and get my work done. And I saw that you were on. So I was like, oh, this is like, great opportunity to see what Nick has going on. And, the stuff that you say, your insights are all fair, man. You give great in-depth knowledge on what you're observing, what you're seeing and all that from a coach to a player. I definitely appreciate that. But Ted, you great call, Bonesy, great call. That's when I was kind of plugged in and seeing what was going on. But for you, Nick, man, like going into week 1, man, for me, like my 2 biggest areas of concern on defense was tackle. We didn't address that in the draft. I saw we had the trade and all that, but it was just that concern. And then also Stevens, like because we're close to Baltimore, so there are some Ravens fans around here. I'm cool with a couple of them, and they were just laughing in my face, saying like he can't tackle and he can't catch the ball, man. So, so those are my fears, man.
Yeah.
The secondary itself, like with Adams, taking bad angles and all that, like come on, man, the stuff is basic. And I agree with you, like, with Stevens with the hands and all that, it looking at the play, it almost looked like they were in like a zone, but disguised as a man. Like when you kind of see the progressions, you kind of see him kind of go back into that zone and kind of sit in the flat a little bit. And I feel like, dude, there's nobody there, man. Get your feet right, man. Like, I don't know. That was just frustrating to see, man. And I think a lot of the spotlight's going to be on him, and knowing who we're going
when you
up
got
against.
Sauce on the other side of you, you're going to get a lot of targets coming your way.
Facts, man.
Like that nobody, even Stevens knows this, especially after what Sauce did the other day. They're going to target you. They're going to throw it your way until you make them pay, until you get the turnovers, until you become a better number 2. You are going to get a lot of targets in your direction. So I know Dylan was there, and Dylan said he's got to get better cleats. He was on the fucking ground too much. So I don't know what he was wearing, but Dylan said there's a couple times he slipped. He was down on the interception. He's slipping. His feet came out from under him. Otherwise, he's up, and that's a return.
That's right.
So if you little things, right? It's little things that you can tweak and change. It doesn't need a massive overhaul. We don't need to change the personnel over. But I'm encouraged by what I saw. I think a lot of the things that we haven't done well for a long time, we did well. Offensive line, check. Jermaine Johnson, check. So It's a good start. It's not perfect. We didn't win, but in order to get wins, you have to do a lot of those things well week after week. And I can't stop saying that enough because so many people are just focused on we didn't win. Well, you know what? We did a lot of things that will get us wins down the road. And if this is a starting point, I'm okay with this starting point.
Agreed, man. It's the staff, man, and I strongly believe that you're in the same boat as me, where it's like this evaluating, man. Like they're gonna give it their all every single game. We're gonna see a lot of exciting stuff, but at the end of the day, man, it's like they have a plan, man. It's just sticking to the script, man. And it's like, hey, we're gonna lose some tough ones, but as long as you're seeing some fight, as long as you're seeing some good stuff, like there's some optimism. Yeah, it sucked that we lost, man, but it's like, when did we ever feel this good about an offense after week one, man? It's like for myself going to the games, like, I'm no longer season ticket holder. I gave myself a break from all that stuff. But
Yeah.
going to the games, man, you really felt good when the defense was on the field, man. Like you felt good, with the Zach Wilson stuff. Like you never felt good with the offense. And now with the defense that we had in the past, man, it was like, all right, we're gonna get the stops. We're gonna close out the games, man. Like that's what they
Oh,
do.
hold on one second.
Yeah, do
Big
it.
news potentially for the Jets. Ed Oliver did not participate in practice today with an ankle injury for the Bills, with reporters seeing him on a scooter with a boot earlier. So we know
Ooh.
Ed Oliver is giving us some troubles. And Bill, Bill, I beat you, Bill. You were copying it and pasting it. Bill's quick. I think I
Bill's
get
quick.
alerts up
Salute.
quick. I go to freaking share it in the Discord, and Bill's already got it. So, but
Dude,
Kev,
that's
I
huge. That's
thank you for
huge,
calling
man.
in. I got a couple other callers, and I got to get out the door from work in like
I
15
appreciate
minutes.
you,
And I
brother.
still
Thanks for
got to
taking my
iron my
call
shirt.
again.
Thank you, buddy. I'm on 12:30 tomorrow, so pop back in tomorrow. As soon as Jake's
Let's
over,
go.
I'm going
Let's
on.
go Jets, man. Let's get this
Yes,
win.
sir. Johnny boy, what's up, brother?
Hey, man. Just had to come on in and show some love real quick.
Are you hanging out with Kyle Clifton?
No, I'm not. I'm actually I'm in the office, but I got a whole bunch of stuff in the back that I don't, want to show. But so just real quick, couple of questions and everything. You might have already touched a little bit based on it because I was hearing it in and out. But Arian Smith as a potential returner, do you
Yeah,
see?
I think you're going to see him back there until Nwangu comes back. I think you'll see him along one of these new guys. Now, with Nwangu being out, don't forget, Nwangu's running back 4. So you don't want to put Davis out there who's running back 3 when you don't have running back 4. God forbid something happens to guys on the top end, with Brees and Braylon. So I would not put Davis back there for now. He's too valuable as your depth piece at running back. I put Arian and I put one of these new guys out there that we got, whoever they're going to elevate.
And then I wanted to ask you in regards to the running back. Do you see Brees having a bigger game or Braylon because of the type of running back that potentially that Braylon is, where last week watching the Bills game, you saw them having a lot more issues with a bruiser
Run the ball down their goddamn throat. I don't care who it is. Run the ball down their goddamn throat. And if Ed Oliver is out, run it even more. I told you, we run the ball 40 times. We will not lose a game. We ran it 39.
100%.
So we're right there. I'm half a sack away and one carry away from us changing the game.
And then the last thing, I know because you got other individuals that I wanted to ask you, was the defense, right? These are things that can be fixed.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, out of the issues that you saw, which was more of the pressing issue? Was it the safety, the linebackers, or the DBs?
Everything is coachable.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony Adams not being able to line up and square up and make a tackle. It's not a missed tackle because he never got hands on Metcalf. It's just a horrible play. So that's something you can't have happen. Communication breakdowns you can fix. And just because Nate, it's a backhanded compliment because I'm still not a genius, and that's his way of saying it. So I appreciate Nate. But when you look at everything, communication issues you can fix. Jermaine Johnson's health, 50 plays. Okay, he's good. You know, a lot of our questions were answered. Can we get home? How's Quinnen going to look with taking some weight off? How's Will going to look with adding the weight? All of these things are answered. Now we just got to fix some things. Sauce, traveling, answered. Now you just got to correct. And remember, you're not going to have 11 all-pro guys out there all the time. There are going to be some guys that are lower tier players, but you can't have them costing you moments. Tony Adams cost you a big play. Should have been a tackle, third down. I mean, moves to fourth down, punt.
Got it.
And ends up being a huge game. So if you are going to fuck up to that level, get the fuck off the field. And if that happens again, you're gonna see more, get more.
Yeah. Well, Nick, it's always a pleasure. I enjoy when you come in at this time, man. So especially when I'm working, I'm able to listen to that smooth, very manly voice of yours. That
yeah, you here with Johnny Boy and Nick Shine on the Nick Shine Show. Appreciate all of you for watching. And haven't seen a lady in the chat, so maybe I should stop using this voice.
Yeah, I know it got Bill M excited, so doing something on there.
That's it.
Appreciate
Johnny,
it.
Thank you. I got to get out the door in a few minutes. Appreciate you, man.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's mobile. He's out of the attic. He's walking around in public, and he was quoted as saying this.
Show me your butthole.
It's true.
You don't call him a butthole. Call him the man.
I just fixed your audio. You should be better now.
Thank you. So how you
You're
been,
welcome.
big fella? Yeah, I'm just waiting for a bus. I just got out of work, make $25. I feel good. Relaxed.
Where'd you go today?
I was 87 in McVicker. I had to do a little job, not too much. $25. Not bad. What you see is what you get. But come Sunday, we have to slam Buffalo and deep fry their ass. Nice and slow. But we're going to do it very gentle, too. Many different ways. We're going to do lemon pepper, a little garlic and herb, a little bit of Cajun. And if I feel lucky up for it, maybe a little big fella hot sauce will do the trick. That'll make it scream.
Nice.
And I'm talking.
Real quick, that's what I would love to hear if I'm at a train station or bus station. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to start ending the show. What did we learn today? Drop your what did we learn. I got to be out the door in less than 10 minutes. Any other thoughts on the Jets there, big guy?
We're going to, after we deep fry these blowhards, we're gonna give them a nice round of an ass whooping that they have never had in the last 3 to 5 years. Because the last few years they've been spanking our asses. Now it's time to turn the tables and give them the spanking on the ass with a nice big leather belt.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
And now let's go to what did we learn today, courtesy of Nick Shine.
Nice. Awesome. Gator, if you're watching, I need that to be the what did we learn intro. That would be tremendous. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn today? I know a couple of you may have dropped it earlier, and then the call-in links popped in with Bonesy, Chef Kev, Johnny, Beast. So very quickly, what did we learn? Also, shout out to Alan and Eli for gifting memberships and Lou B for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. Rick Kent, I learned I have bad timing. Find the show and it ends. Rick, you gotta maybe unsubscribe to the channel and then resubscribe and see if you can sign up for the notifications there. Maybe if you drop off and then redo it, you can sign up for all. Also, I tag everyone in Discord when I go live. I feel bad. Stack, you should have known. Your ass better call somebody. Johnny boy, I learned that Jaden is a smooth operator. I believe Eli Betts did. Eli gave you your membership. Radical Bongos, thanks for the show. I think you asked me a question. I think it was you. If I'm still planning on going to Cincinnati. I think you asked that in Jake's chat yesterday. Yes. Me, Nikki, and Jaden D'Angelo are in so far. We're going to drive out to Cincinnati for the game. That's the plan. Alan, talking nicely in the chat. Let's screenshot that. Okay. Oh, Rick, he already hit me up. Me and him connected on Instagram. Definitely. We're going to get together with him on Saturday. But ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Make it rain, the emojis for Boomtown. And we can ask Boom the most important question in this entire show. What did we learn today? Boomtown, when you are ready, please, sir, drop it like it's hot. Franklin going to be there. Hell yeah. Well, Franklin, connect with me on Instagram, The Nick Shine Show, or my personal account, nshine78. And hit me up, man. We'll get a jet group together. We'll do something Saturday or pregame. It'd be great to meet you guys. Boomtown, I learned 2.5 years sober. Let's fucking go. Aaron Glenn will be the first head coach to get an extension, according to Nick. Jets Afterburners is a proud homeowner. Butterfly Fart sounds like a nice fella. Bonus, Tailgate Joe says to hell with the cease and desist. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-0 so far. Bonesy still considers himself a kid. Stevens is not currently able to defy the law of gravity. This is true. And yes, with it being 9/11 today, much love to everyone who lost their life or that day and those who had years later from the cleanup. And I will say this, I'm not getting political, I'm getting heartfelt. Where we are as a country saddens me. Everything's got to get better. And we keep saying it's going to get worse before it gets better. It sucks where we're at as a country. And this is why sometimes I'll end the show and I say, be good to one another, help a random stranger. Too many people get off on hurting people, and that's a shitty way in a shitty world to live in. So, Chef Kevin with a super chat. I learned Beast came out of retirement for $25. Yeah, and then he spent $32 in transportation, so he's down $7 today. But folks, thank you for watching the Nick Shine Show. I appreciate you guys. Much love to all of you. And as always, be good to somebody. Do a nice thing for a stranger. And even if it's not talking to them, do something good today. Help a stranger out in one way or another. Ladies and gentlemen, Blitz BK, take us home. See you guys tonight after work. Quick show tonight. Bye-bye.
It's got me.
Gentry covering the bumble. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine.